Hello everybody. Before we get started with the message, I just want to point out that it is like November the 16th today. It's like almost 55 degrees, I think. It is amazing. I'm so thankful for this extended fall temperature. Autumn is my favorite time of year, but to me it always seems like it's too short. So I'm definitely thankful for our temperature. I can't believe, again, it's like 55 degrees here in Montana, southeast Montana on November the 16th. Amazing. I'm so grateful for it. I know that you guys have all had an experience where you were probably thinking about something or meditating on some issue, and you came to a conclusion. And when you came to the conclusion, you remember the location you were at, what you were looking at, whatever was going on, it's just kind of etched in your mind as part of that experience of when you came to some conclusion. An example of that is one time Carrie and I, we were driving home from someplace, and we had just been kind of talking about how God works in our life and what his priorities are and things like that. And as we drove into our driveway, we're facing our house, and we kind of come to this conclusion that God's primary concern is not our immediate comfort, but our eternal salvation. Right? And I remember what was going on when we came to that conclusion. And I'd like to share with you guys another experience along that lines. I was in, it was probably my last year at Southern, so it was 2021, and I think it was probably my second to last semester, late winter, early spring. But what I remember is that I'm standing in our living room in family housing there on campus, and I'm looking out our picture window. And right across the yard is the main road that goes through campus, and then kind of up the hill there was guest housing. And so I'm just kind of looking out that window, and I'm thinking about God's leading in my life in regards to ministry. And I'm wondering kind of what that's going to look like. And as I'm going through this thought process, I start thinking, I don't really think that God is going to call me to being a career pastor. I think that he's going to end up leading in a different direction. I don't really know what that looks like. This is the thought process that I'm having, right? I don't really know what that looks like. I had some ideas, but I wasn't real sure. But as I was thinking about that, I was thinking, he'll probably, after I graduate, I'm thinking that he'll probably put me in a district, maybe a small 2 or 3 church district, and I'll be there for about 3 or 4 years, and then I think he's going to do something else. I wasn't real sure what that was. And so here we are now, and we are at, guess what, this January, coming up here in a month and a half, is going to be 4 years here in southeast Montana. And so in relationship to that thought process that I had back when I was still in Southern, and the fact that we are now 4 years into it, what is that looking like? Was that thought process on track, or was it just off and it was my own ideas? Well, I'd like to share with you guys that Thursday, November the 13th, along with being my birthday, 54 years old, happy birthday to me, I also submitted my resignation to the Montana Conference. And so I am officially resigning from being a pastor here in Montana. I'd like to share with you that I'm not going to another district. I'm not going to another conference. Another conference hasn't picked me up to be a pastor, but I have had a door that's been opened to me that I believe the Lord has opened, and I'd like to share that with you guys. I have been offered a position, and I have accepted it, to be the chaplain or a chaplain at the Lansing State Penitentiary in Lansing, Kansas. Right now, what that's looking like for us is I'm anticipating starting sometime the first part of February of this coming year, 2026. So my last day serving as pastor in the churches is going to be January 3rd, which is the first Sabbath of the month. You guys know where I'll be then. And right now, it's looking like I'm going to be at each church now 2 more times. 2 more times at each church, and then I'll be done. After the January 3rd, that following week, I'm going to start zeroing out vacation time, so I'll officially be on vacation. So I'd like to thank you guys for the opportunity that you have given me of serving as pastor. I've definitely learned some things along the way, some things to do right, some things that I've done wrong, and I hope you guys, on the things that I've messed up on, I hope you guys will be gracious and forgive me. But I also ask you guys, please, I would very, very much covet your prayers. You guys can imagine what kind of atmosphere we're going to have in a state prison, what that's going to be like. There's going to be a lot of challenges, a lot of struggles, and I'm going to need a lot of prayers as I seek God on how to minister to the residents there at the state penitentiary. So again, thank you guys. God bless you guys, and I look forward to seeing what God is going to do, not just with Carrie and I as we move back down to Kansas, but also I hope to keep in touch with you guys and see what God is doing in these 3 churches here in Southeast Montana. God bless you guys. Thank you very much.